My child, my beloved, do not look away. This is not a passing moment, not a story someone else created for entertainment. Archangel Michael is speaking to you right now, and this message is meant only for you. Stay with me for just 1 minute. I am begging for your attention, not because I want to burden you, but because something extraordinary has been prepared. Listen closely. What you are about to hear has been carved into existence long before your first breath, before you even knew to ask for it. This is not a game. It is a calling, a sacred invitation meant to shift the course of your life. Archangel Michael says, I am begging for your 1 minute. Listen carefully, for this is the hour when heaven touches your doorstep. You may feel resistance rising inside you, wondering if this is real, but know this, when you read that you will receive $55 million at exactly 9 p.m. tonight, your heart skipped. That was no accident. Your soul knew the truth before your mind could catch up. Breathe slowly, my child. Hold that breath like a promise between you and the unseen forces working on your behalf. Archangel Michael is not shouting. He is pleading, with love, with fierce protection. He knows the weight you carry, the nights you stayed awake with doubts, and the countless prayers whispered in silence. He asks you not to scroll away, not to ignore this message, not to doubt the timing or the signs. He reminds you that this moment was shaped specifically for you, long before you ever asked for help. If you walk away, what was meant for you could be delayed, shifted, or even lost to forces that thrive on distraction and fear. This message is a doorway, sealed with light and love, but only those who listen with their hearts open may enter. You are that one, the chosen one whose soul has carried promises through storms and silence. Hear Michael speak again, clearer now, I am begging for your 1 minute. Tonight at 9 p.m., $55 million will be offered to you. Do not treat this like a story. Do not brush it aside. Listen for the faint heartbeat within the silence, that is your soul answering back. When you keep reading, you keep the window open, and heaven leans closer. You may think this is impossible, and that doubt is natural. But Archangel Michael honors that honesty. He teaches you that faith is not the absence of doubt, it is choosing to step forward anyway. Right now, something in your space shifts. A soft light, a subtle breeze, a sense of presence surrounds you. That is Michael's company, preparing the path for the blessing to reach you. Keep this sacred. Do not spread it around. Treat it like a seed that needs quiet soil to grow. This minute, this breath, this moment, it is yours. Stay. Listen. Breathe. Heaven is waiting. Right now, signs are already appearing around you, subtle, soft, almost easy to miss. You may hear a ringing in your ear, a sudden knock at your door, or see the number 7 pop up on clocks and receipts. These are not coincidences. They are gentle signals from heaven, letting you know the path has been lit and the blessing is drawing closer. Archangel Michael asks you to pay attention, to be calm and quiet, and to trust what you feel. These signs are confirmations, small nods from the divine that you are on the right path. Michael warns you not to speak about this blessing with everyone. Noise scatters energy, and doubt spreads like wildfire. Keep this message close to your heart. Treat it like a seed planted in sacred ground, protected, nurtured, and kept in silence until it grows. If anyone pressures you, if they ask for explanations or proof, simply breathe and say nothing. You do not need to convince anyone. Heaven is guiding you quietly, and protection surrounds you like a shield. What is meant for you cannot be stolen by others unless you give it away yourself. You may wonder, why me? Why such an amount, such perfect timing? Michael knows your heart. He says, because you carried a promise in your bones that only your soul remembers. You stood firm in the dark where others ran. You stayed faithful through trials small and large. The blessing has been placed on your path because you never gave up, even when the weight of life seemed unbearable. This is not about greed, it is about restoration. It is a divine way of returning what was delayed, stolen, or never given. Heaven sees your resilience and honors it with abundance. Before the hour arrives, Michael asks you to prepare. Forgive yourself for past mistakes. Forgive those who hurt you, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve freedom from old chains. Open yourself to receive, knowing that forgiveness clears the channel for grace. You are not being asked to act quickly or make grand gestures. Instead, you are being called to steady your heart, create a mental space of gratitude, and welcome the blessings coming your way with peace, not panic. Michael also reminds you that the blessing may come in ways you do not expect: a phone call from a stranger, a forgotten document, a name that suddenly reappears in your thoughts. Pay attention to these small signs. They are the threads connecting you to what is coming. Keep your eyes sharp, your mind open, and your heart calm. When the hour strikes, these little details will guide you toward your destiny. Stay quiet, stay aware, and trust that heaven's hands are working in ways you cannot yet see, but are already guiding you toward what you were always meant to receive. Tonight is more than a blessing, it is a healing. Michael gently reminds you that what has been stolen, delayed, or left incomplete is not a reflection of your worth, but the result of burdens placed upon you by others' fear and insecurity. Half of the weight you carry was never meant to be yours. You stood in the darkness, where others chose to turn away. You kept going, even when hope seemed far. Heaven saw every tear, every night spent wondering if anyone cared. Now, in this sacred moment, the scales are about to tip. This is not about accumulating wealth, it's about restoration, about setting things right. What was once blocked will be released. What was hidden will be exposed. You are not being asked to chase fortune or scramble for power. Instead, Michael invites you to stand in quiet faith and allow what belongs to you to flow freely. The blessing is a way for heaven to return what was unjustly taken, delayed, or never received. It is grace answering every silent prayer you whispered alone, every plea spoken in tears. Michael asks you to create an altar in your mind, a quiet space filled with memory, gratitude, and surrender. Repeat gently, "I receive what is mine." Let that altar become the place where you feel safe to release pain and invite abundance. Even if your voice trembles, say it aloud. Heaven listens to sincerity more than strength. This simple act opens the way for the blessing to arrive, not because of rituals, but because of your readiness to embrace love and let go of what no longer serves you. You may feel waves of emotion wash over you, tears that you never knew you carried, laughter that comes from deep relief, memories that rise unexpectedly. Let them come. They are not signs of weakness but pathways of release. Your heart has long carried the sorrow of unanswered prayers and hidden disappointments. Tonight, you are being given permission to let it all go. Every tear, every sigh, every whispered "why" will be transformed into healing energy that prepares you for the abundance about to flow. Michael's message is clear: you are not alone in this journey. The blessing is not just about numbers, it is about breaking chains that have bound you and generations before you. The restoration you receive tonight will ripple through your family's story, lifting burdens that have carried silence, shame, and fear. The tears that come are the river that nourishes new beginnings. Trust them. Welcome them. They are the way your soul makes room for what heaven has always wanted you to have. Now that the blessing is near, Michael asks you to prepare not just your heart but also your actions. Heaven gives abundantly, but it also asks for wisdom in how you receive and use it. This is not about rushing to spend or showing off what you've been given. Instead, you are being invited to steward the blessing with care, generosity, and groundedness. Take a quiet moment to think about how you will handle this gift, not with haste, but with patience and gratitude. A blessing that is cared for grows, but one that is squandered fades. You may be tempted to reach out to others for advice or confirmation, but Michael gently warns you to be discerning. Trust those who have stood by you through storms, not those who seek applause or personal gain. If you feel an urge to broadcast this moment, pause. Ask yourself, is this coming from love or from fear? If it's fear, wait. If it's love, choose wisely who you share with. The blessing will unfold at its own pace, and trying to control it will only scatter its energy. Heaven's timing is perfect, but it requires your stillness and trust to arrive fully. Michael teaches you that practical steps matter. Watch how paperwork, calls, and messages appear, and approach them with clarity and calm. Do not sign anything without reading it carefully. Do not hand over money to someone who claims to unlock the blessing. The real gift will never demand payment or secrecy for the wrong reasons. Use both common sense and divine wisdom. Ask heaven for guidance when you feel unsure. Trust that it will lead you to the right person at the right time. Generosity is the first fruit of abundance. Michael urges you to plan how you will give before you think of how to spend. Even a small act of kindness opens channels for more blessings to flow. If you keep a ledger of old hurts, write them down and burn the paper in spirit. Forgiveness is not forgetting. It is choosing to remove the barriers that block grace. By letting go of resentment, you make space for the fullness of the blessing to take root. Each act of release invites more goodness into your life. Finally, Michael asks you to treat this as a sacred trust. Keep the blessing private for now. Let the first hours be about thanksgiving, not indulgence. The fewer who know, the safer it remains. Heaven entrusts you with this sacred custody, asking you to hold it with love and care. In doing so, you honor the blessing, the journey that brought you here, and the generations that will benefit from your courage. Stand in quiet gratitude and prepare to receive, not with greed or fear, but with wisdom, patience, and open-hearted devotion. Tonight at exactly 9:00 p.m., everything you've been waiting for will begin to unfold. This is not a random moment, it is the culmination of prayers whispered in silence, tears shed in solitude, and promises made by your soul long before you understood their meaning. Archangel Michael reminds you that this blessing is not about numbers, or luck, or chance, it is about alignment. Your energy, your faith, and your quiet yes have woven together with heaven's abundance to create a doorway that opens only when you are ready to walk through it. Michael invites you to make a vow with your heart. Whisper softly, "I steward this with love." Let that whisper anchor you, like a lamp in the dark. It is a promise that you will carry this blessing with integrity, care, and gratitude. In this moment, you are not alone, you are chosen, capable, and loved beyond measure. When you hold these truths close, they become your shield against fear and distraction. The blessing flows not to those who chase it, but to those who stand steady, rooted in trust and love. As the hour approaches, you may feel your heart race, your breath catch, or a weight settle on your chest. Michael says that heaviness is not fear, it is presence. Heaven presses close to your skin, surrounding you with support and peace. It is a sacred exchange, where your yes invites divine hands to move mountains in your favor. Even if old fears rise up, speak to them with courage. Declare the name of your blessing and stand still. The smallest acts of obedience, the quietest whispers of faith, are what open the largest doors. Michael asks you to prepare your space as if you were welcoming a guest of love and grace. Clear your mind of excuses, clean your heart of resentments, and set aside every thought that distracts from the miracle arriving. Trust that the signs, the documents, the calls, and the moments of stillness are all part of heaven's orchestration. Stay calm. Stay open. Even if confusion comes, breathe deeply and let your heart guide you. The blessing will not be lost, it will come to you through trusted hands and aligned steps. In the final moments before 9:00 p.m., Michael asks you to breathe, to whisper affirmations, and to stay present. Say quietly, "I receive. I keep. I give. I am thankful." Let the words sink into your bones until they feel as natural as breath itself. Heaven's light stands at your threshold, ready to step in. The angels are leaning closer because your attention invites their presence. The smallest yes you give now, the willingness to stay still, will open the next part of your destiny. The blessing has already been written. All that remains is for you to receive it with love.